Hello and welcome back to Churn Lane for part 4 of building a TMD. Today we're going to be taking a look at adding the lighting into your TMD building. So I have some pendant lights and exterior lights for the depot from Layouts for You, and I need to wire these in to the depot. On the inside I don't really want loads of cables going everywhere because that's not going to look very neat. So one of the ideas that I've had is to use some thin brass wire. The plan will be to try and route the brass wire through the rafters and have one wire on each side of the rafter. So that'll be one on this side and one on the other side, and that will be the opposing poles. So I'll have a positive and a negative feed on each side of the rafter, and then I can spot solder the lamps above the walkways. Hopefully, if all goes well, what I will then do is I'll bring the brass wire from the rafter down into the office, and then within the office bring the wire through and solder that to the cables, which will then go into like a chocolate block, and then this way it's basically becomes a plug and play model. That is the plan. So time to go and see if we can get that to work. So here you can see the first brass rod has been drilled through the rafters, fed down behind the window support and into the roof of the office. This lead is then going to be connected to the chocolate block and the resistor onto the second rod. So here you can see how the brass rod feeds through the beams, and what we need to do is we need to place a piece of brass rod along the roof beam here, and to do this what we have is we have a length of brass rod with a hook so that that can hang onto the brass rod that's feeding along the length of the depot, and that just has a little locating lug bent onto the end of it. And here you can see this is now stuck into position. I've looped it over, ready for soldering onto this brass rod here, and with a little bit of glue this is now stuck into position and the locating lug is in the hole here. As you can see, the entire depot now has been done. We have all of our beams, we have all of our rods are all in place. So this is now ready for some soldering and to fix the pendant lighting into place as well as the exterior lighting. Here we have the pendant lamps. I've cut the cables to as short as I possibly can and tinned off the ends. These are now ready for fixing into position and spot soldering. This is one of the lamps spot soldered into position. Here I've connected the 3-volt power supply just to make sure that the lamp works. For the exterior lamp we need to drill a hole through the side of the building that's the same size as the locating lug. Then feed the cables through the hole and then use the locating lug to secure the lamp into position. The cables are then spot soldered onto the brass rods. For the exterior front facing lamp I've added in some additional brass rods to each power supply and located them into the front wall. The lamp is secured and the cables are spot soldered onto their feeds. I now reconnect the 3-volt power supply and check all LEDs are working properly. So with the building in its normal position then, power supply is on, 3-volt power supply. Lights are lighting up the side of the building quite nice, not too bright. You can see through the side windows well enough and into the building through the top. You can see the locos, happy with that, and round to the front of the building then, because everyone wants to look through the front. Quite impressed with that view. Decent amount of light levels. Let's have a look with the lights off for nighttime. Here we go then. Really good amount of light. The Front LED looks a little bit more blue to actually what it is. Really good, happy with that. Decent level of detail. Once we come to the detailing stage, we'll be able to see everything in there. So this isn't the end, there's more to come. The building itself is actually complete. Next we will move on to baseboards or loco inspection pits, refueling points and a scenic diorama completion. So that's all to come, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel for the latest updates. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and thanks ever so much for watching this one. Remember to have a look at the rest of the series on my site also. Thanks for watching.